Hey YouTube, I'm doing what I said I would do. Every weeknight, read 2 pages of my refrigeration and air conditioning technology book, 9th edition, made by Cengage. Yes, I have had a few beers. That's no excuse though. I'm still gonna read. So this is section 1, Theory of Heat. It's part of the introduction. Unit 1, Heat, Temperature, and Pressure. Unit 2, Matter and Energy. Unit 3, Refrigeration and Refrigerants. So 2 pages, here we go. I'm gonna go through the whole timeline first. It's like the history of refrigeration. They have, it's kind of like a figure. Just like they've made it into a nice little illustration. I'm gonna go through that whole thing first, and then I'm gonna read the 2 pages. It's actually not too bad. It's probably gonna be about 10-minute video. So 1823, Michael Faraday discovered that certain gases under constant pressure will condense when they cool. I also have a little THC pouch in right now. Sorry. I gotta have fun. I have to have fun. It's an important part of life. So yeah, that was 1823. Now we're at 1834. L.W. Wright produced ice by expansion of compressed air. Jacob Perkins developed a closed refrigeration system using expansion of a liquid and compression to produce cooling. David Perkins developed a closed refrigeration system using the expansion and compression of ether. 1842. John Gorey used dripping ammonia to produce cooling. 1858. Ferdinand Carr developed an ammonia mechanical refrigerator. It made blocks of ice. 1875. Raoul Pictet used sulfur dioxide as a refrigerant. Alexa, stop. 1881, Gustavus Swift was developing refrigeration rail cars. 1890, Michael Kudahai improved rail car refrigeration. 1894, the odoriferin Singron refrigerating machine used a hermetically sealed compressor. 1902, Willis Carrier designed humidity control for a new air cooling system and pioneered modern air conditioning. Willis Carrier also originated the Carrier equation, upon which the psychrometric chart in all air conditioning is based. Carrier, that's pretty big name even till today. Anyways, 1918, Kelvinator refrigeration unit introduced. 1919, Guardian Refrigerator Company developed a refrigerator they called the Guardian. General Motors purchased Guardian in 1918, and the name was changed to Frigidaire. 1923, Nizer water-cooled compressor and condenser for ice cream cabinets. Nizer made the first ice cream unit for the market. Nizer soon merged into Kelvinator. 1926, Savage Arms ice cream unit introduced. It contained a unique mercury column compressor with no seals, pistons, or lubrication. 1928, Crosley Icy Ball, an absorption-type refrigerator machine provided refrigeration in rural areas without electricity. You can tell I've had a few beers. All right. Refrigeration is a complex topic that covers a wide range of areas. Refrigeration relates to the cooling of substances to preserve and transport food products, produce ice, aid in the manufacturing of many commercial products, and aid in medical research. In addition, refrigeration plays vital roles in many other industrial, commercial, and residential applications. Air conditioning, a form of refrigeration, refers to space heating, cooling, dehumidifying, humidifying, air filtering, exhausting, ventilating, and improving overall indoor air quality for those in the occupied space. Very often, the term air conditioning is associated only with cooling processes, but as you can see, it involves much more than that. History of refrigeration and air conditioning, cooling. Most evidence indicates that the Chinese, as early as 1000 BC, were the first to store ice and snow in order to cool wine and other food products. Early Greeks and Romans used underground pits, which were insulated with straw and weeds, to store ice for long periods of time. The ancient people of Egypt and India cooled liquids in porous, earthen jars. These jars were set out in the dry night air, and the evaporation of the liquids seeping through the porous walls provided the cooling. Some evidence indicates that ice was even produced from the vaporization of water through the walls of these jars. In the 18th and 19th centuries, natural ice was cut from lakes and ponds in the winter in the northern United States and stored underground for use in the warmer months. Some of this ice was packed in sawdust and transported to southern states to be used for preserving food. In the early 20th century, it was still common in the northern states for ice to be cut from ponds and then stored in open ice houses. Sawdust insulated the ice, which was then delivered to homes and businesses. In 1823, Michael Faraday discovered that certain gases under constant pressure will condense when they cool. In 1834, Jacob Perkins, an American, developed a closed refrigeration system using liquid expansion and then compression to produce cooling. He used ether as a refrigerant, a hand-operated compressor, a water-cooled condenser, an evaporator in a liquid cooler. He was awarded a British patent for this system. In Great Britain, during the same year, L.W. Wright produced ice by the expansion of compressed air. In 1842, Florida physician John Gorey placed a vessel of ammonia atop a stepladder and let the ammonia drip, which then vaporized and produced a cooling effect. This basic principle is still used in air conditioning and refrigeration today. In 1856, Australian inventor James Harrison, an immigrant to America from Scotland, also used ammonia experimentally, but reverted to an ether compressor in equipment that had been previously constructed. In 1858, a French inventor, Ferdinand Carr, developed a mechanical refrigerator using liquid ammonia in a compression machine that produced blocks of ice. Generally, mechanical refrigeration was first designed to produce ice. In 1875, Raoul Pictet of Switzerland first used sulfur dioxide as a refrigerant. Sulfur dioxide was not only a good refrigerant, but also served as a good lubricant for the system's compressor. This refrigerant was used frequently after 1890 and on British ships into the 1940s. Refrigeration rail cars were developed by Gustavus Swift in 1881, and in 1890, Michael Cudahy had improved their design. Sulfur dioxide was also used in the Audifferin Singron refrigeration machine, patented in 1894 by a French priest and physicist, Father Michael Audifferin. It was originally designed to cool liquids, such as wine, for the monks. In 1902, Willis Carrier, the father of air conditioning, designed a humidity control to accompany a new air cooling system. He pioneered modern air conditioning. In 1915, he, along with other engineers, founded Carrier Engineering, now known as the Carrier Corporation. In 1918, the Kelvinator Company, originally named the Electro-Automatic Refrigeration Corporation, came into being and sold the first Kelvinator household units. The refrigerator was a remote split type in which the condensing unit was installed in the basement and connected to an evaporator in a converted icebox in the kitchen. The Guardian Refrigerator Company developed a refrigerator they called the Guardian. General Motors purchased Guardian in 1919 and developed the refrigerator they named Frigidaire. Sorry, I don't know why I'm coughing. By 1929, refrigerator sales topped 800,000. The average price fell from $600 in 1920 to $169 in 1939. By the 1930s, refrigeration was well on its way to being used extensively in American homes and commercial establishments. In 1923, Kaiser introduced a water-cooled compressor and condensing unit for ice cream cabinets, considered to be the first commercial ice cream unit. Kaiser soon merged into the Kelvinator Company. Between 1923 and 1926, units produced by Savage Arms were among the first automatically controlled commercial units. The Savage Arms compressor had no seals, no pistons, and no internal moving parts. A mercury column compressed the refrigerant gas as the entire unit rotated. That sounds crazy. Maybe we should go back to that. Anyways, the compressor was practically noiseless. In 1928, Paul Crosley introduced an absorption-type refrigeration machine so that people could have refrigeration in rural areas where electricity was scarce. These systems, which used a mixture of ammonia and water, could lower the inside temperature to 43 degrees Fahrenheit or less. Ice cubes actually could be made for a period of about 36 hours, depending on the room temperature. These machines would need periodic recharging by heating the system over a kerosene burner. In 1939, the Copeland Company introduced the first successful semi-hermetic, couplomatic, field-serviceable... That was getting exciting. That's the thing with me and these videos. I start with the very first word I see and I end with the last word that's on the page. So it often leaves us with cliffhangers. But that's just my habit. That's how I do it. So hope you guys enjoyed those 2 pages. We have let's see, this book is how many thousands of pages long? Oh my goodness. It's like 1,580 pages long. So we got a lot of work to do. A lot of these nights. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow.